All right, let's jump right in. We're seeing this huge, really coordinated push coming from the very top. We're talking the US government to get artificial intelligence into pretty much every single American classroom. And this isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's a full-blown national strategy with lots of moving parts. So today, we're going to trace that whole plan, from the big ideas in Washington, D.C., all the way down to what it actually means for a student sitting at their desk. And it all really starts right here with this quote. The White House isn't just talking about AI as, a new gadget or a fancy learning tool. Not at all. This is about national strategy. It's about a race to stay on top, to be a global leader in a world that's being completely transformed by AI. Okay, so that brings us to our first big topic. What's the thinking behind all this? I mean, why the big push for AI, and why right now? What's the urgency? Well, when you boil it all down, the main reason is actually pretty simple. The White House is looking at AI and seeing the next massive technological shift. We're talking something on the scale of the internet or even the invention of the assembly line. And the number one goal? To make sure America isn't just playing along, but is actually leading the charge in this new world. And if you break that big goal down a little, you start to see the specific things they're trying to achieve. It's all about sparking innovation across the board, boosting the whole country's productivity, and getting students ready for a workforce that's, it's going to look really different. The main idea is to take the mystery out of AI, starting when kids are young, to make it just a normal part of school, like learning math or how to read. Okay, so we've covered the why. We get the motivation. The next big question is, of course, how? So let's get into the White House's actual game plan and see how they plan to turn this big policy idea into something real. I mean, it's great to have a vision, right? But what are the actual concrete steps? What's the plan to get this tech into schools everywhere? So their strategy really breaks down into 5 key steps. First, you've got the command center, right? They're setting up a White House task force on AI education. Then, to get everyone excited and involved, they're launching a presidential AI challenge for students. Step 3 is all about the money and the tools. They're going to fund K-12 AI resources by teaming up with private companies. And the last 2 steps are absolutely crucial because they're all about the people. We're talking better AI training for our teachers and promoting apprenticeships to create a direct path from school right into an AI-related job. And let's be clear. The ambition here is just huge. We're not talking about some small update to the curriculum. This is being treated like a massive national project, one that's supposed to power America's scientific and economic engine for years and years to come. All right, so we've seen the view from 30,000 feet, the big national strategy. But obviously, an order from the White House doesn't just magically show up in a third-grade classroom. There's a pretty long journey from D.C. down to your local school. And this is really the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you take these huge national goals and translate them into something that actually works in a real classroom? Practical rules for teachers and students. Well, to figure that out, let's zoom in and look at a real-world example. We're going to look at the state of Georgia, which has been way ahead of the curve on this. They've already developed some really detailed guidelines for their schools, which gives us a perfect look at how this policy actually hits the ground. And this really gets us to the core of the challenge for any school, right? How do you tap into all the amazing things AI can do without also opening up a Pandora's box of problems like cheating, misuse, or big privacy risks? It's a balancing act, really. Innovation on one side, safety on the other. So Georgia's whole approach is built around this one really smart distinction. They call it high stakes versus low stakes uses of AI. It's a simple idea, but it's the foundation of their entire ethical framework. And it's what decides what's okay to do and what's not. So here's what that actually means. On the high stakes side, you've got the no-go zones. Things AI absolutely should not be doing. Like you wouldn't want it writing a special education plan for a student or grading a really subjective creative essay. Why? Well, because those things need a human touch, right? They need real judgment. But then, on the low-stakes side, you see all the amazing ways it can help. AI can be an incredible assistant for a teacher, helping them outline a lesson plan, build a grading rubric, or even just grade a stack of multiple-choice tests. It frees that teacher up to do what they do best, teach.
And to make all these rules super simple for the students themselves, some school districts have come up with this brilliant idea, a traffic light system. It's so easy to understand. Red light, that means stop. Using AI on this assignment is cheating, period. Yellow light, proceed with caution. You can use it to help you, maybe for brainstorming ideas. And a green light, go for it. AI is encouraged as a tool for this task, just make sure you cite your source. It's just a fantastic, simple way to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Now, on top of making sure students are doing their own work, there's another massive, massive priority here: protecting student data. I mean, think about it. Schools have so much sensitive, personally identifiable information, what they call PII. And the rules are crystal clear. That information can never, ever be plugged into a public AI system.
And we're not just talking about a school policy here. This has the full weight of federal law behind it. Schools have to follow a whole bunch of really serious privacy laws, like FERPA and COPPA. You can think of these laws as a legal firewall built to protect student data as all this new AI tech gets introduced. So as we start to pull all these different threads together, from the big picture national plan all the way down to these specific classroom rules, you can really start to see a picture of the future of learning taking shape. Look, if this is all rolled out carefully and thoughtfully, the potential is it's incredible. Just imagine an AI tool that helps spark a student's creativity in art class, or helps a group of kids collaborate better on a big project. But maybe the most powerful thing of all, AI could be like a personal tutor for every single student, giving them one-on-one help when they're stuck on a math problem or need to review a tricky science concept. It's a way to give every kid that kind of personal attention. So here's the main takeaway, the big point. Getting AI into our schools successfully isn't really a technology problem. It's a people problem. It needs this whole chain of collaboration to work, starting with the folks in Washington who have the vision, down to the state leaders who build the safety rails, then the local school districts, and all the way down to the teachers and the students who are actually using this stuff every single day.
And all of this leaves us with one last and I think really important question to chew on. As these AI tools get smarter and smarter, as they get better at handling paperwork and creating custom lessons for every kid, what's left that's uniquely human about teaching? What is that one thing that a great teacher does that AI can simply never, ever replace?